Hey, good morning, everybody. Appreciate you taking the time out of your Thursday, the last Thursday in January, and I promise every month just seems to go quicker and quicker. But we definitely appreciate you taking the time out of your day to join us. Brandon and I are going to go through what we feel are some pretty pertinent aspects of 2026 in order to get your business set up for success as quickly as possible. And we're already thinking about AEP for 2027. So that's kind of crazy to say, but I'm always thinking a year ahead. It's just like once 2026 get here, 2027 is already on our mind to make sure that we're getting everybody set up and to be able to have a really successful selling season. So Brandon, we'll just go ahead and jump right in. And the first thing we wanted to talk about is retention. And it sounds funny to say, but if you can't keep your customers, it's really hard to grow your business. So being able to do retention marketing on top of your new client marketing is key to your success. And retention marketing does not have to be anything fancy. It can be something as simple as a 90-day phone call. Hey, Susie, just wanted to check on you. Make sure that Medicare Advantage plan with Humana we placed you on is working out well for you and that you don't have any questions. Chances are they may have questions, and it might be a 15 or 20-minute phone call. But at the end of that phone call, you can ask for referrals. You can potentially place them on a hospital indemnity plan or a dental plan. And that just adds additional value to you as an insurance agent, not just in those commissions, but in the extra service that you did for that client. It's a proven fact that the more policies you have within a home, the less those clients are apt to pick up the phone or answer the phone for a telemarketer. They're less likely to let another insurance agent into their home for an appointment, and you truly become that trusted advisor for your clients, which leads to tons of referrals and a great retention plan. And Brandon, I know that you have some additional little things to add, so I'll let you go ahead and do that.
Yeah, retention is something that we don't normally talk a ton about, and we want to start talking more about it because it really is something that is beneficial to your business. I know we talk about acquiring new customers, going out leads, but if they're coming in the door and they're going out the back door, it's almost feel like you're wasting money, right? And so Harvard Business Review has a statistic that says that acquiring a new customer is it can be anywhere from 5 to 20 times more expensive than retaining an existing one. So once you get them on the books, and like Courtney was saying, adding another policy, whether it's a hospital indemnity policy on top of their Medicare Advantage plan, whether it's adding a dental, vision, and hearing plan on top of that Medicare Advantage plan as well, keeping them on your books long term is going to have a higher value for you because that retention, that renewal basis is going to build and build and build. So if you're not, we're not saying don't go find new leads, right? We're not saying that at all. But when you get them on the books, make sure you're following up with them. Make sure you're reaching out to them. Make sure they know if they have questions, they can call you. And that way you retain them for that lifetime of the policy. Now, inevitably, I think we talk about it in a couple of slides. There's going to be some attrition on your books. People are going to move. They're going to move out of state, and they're going to find a local agent. That happens. But if you're not actively trying to retain your clients, other people are going to use your clients as their leads, and we don't want that to happen.
No, and here's an interesting number, Brandon. A 5% increase in business retention can boost profits by up to 95%.
Mm.
That's crazy. It's a crazy number for just keeping your clients happy.
it's really just doing the basics, right? Just keeping them informed, making sure they know what they have, making sure they're okay with the plans that they're on, and servicing their needs when something comes up. And other than that, that's really it. But having that much of an effect on your overall income, that's a huge number.
It is. It really is. This is going to aid in retention as well as new client building. And it's probably been one of our biggest pushes over the last 3 years. Um, and it's all about building your brand. Your brand builds trust, builds recognition, and it helps set the tone for your first meeting with a client. And the key to this is your brand doesn't build trust or it doesn't build recognition through one media outlet. You have to have brand continuity across multiple different media outlets. So, whether that's social media, whether that is television, whether that is print media, or even local marketing. Everything has to have that brand consistency. So if you use a couple different logos, if you use a couple different color schemes based on what you think is going to get attention, we got to hone that in. We got to make sure that you are using one logo and one color scheme across all of your marketing. And that will increase not only your credibility, but it's going to increase your overall brand recognition. And when people start to recognize something, that's their first go-to when they have a problem. You want to be that person in your area. You want to be the one that when somebody drives past your billboard or sees your flyer, they remember you from what they saw on your Facebook post or what they saw in a YouTube video. Everything that you're doing for your brand creates that recognition. And then when you make that initial client phone call to set an appointment or to go over potential plans that they're eligible for, they kind of know you. And you don't have to build that initial rapport because they have that based on the recognition that your brand has. And it's a very powerful item. And that continuity really drops your overall cost and increases your marketing performance. That's really the best way to say it.
Yeah, to be able to be recognized is one of the keys to having a brand. And think about it as having a voice, right? Your brand has a voice. What is it saying? So that's like Courtney was talking about, whether it's a color scheme, a logo, a catchphrase. Think about all of these things, and we can go across our lexicon of brands that you know. If we say the colors red and yellow, what immediately comes to mind in my mind is McDonald's, right? I don't really eat there much, but I know it's them. I drive by it all the time and I see them, the red and yellow, so it's recognizable. So having your marketing out there in the digital space, having a nice headshot or a good logo as a profile pic, people can if you're running ads through Facebook, through LinkedIn, through YouTube, if you're running these ads, you've got your logos, your headshot, people will scroll by it, but subconsciously they're seeing it. And then when they happen to see, let's say you send a mailer out and they get the mailer, to Courtney's point earlier, oh, I remember I saw that on Facebook. I saw that on LinkedIn. I was scrolling YouTube and I saw, that logo. It really does put yourself out there, because if you're not putting yourself out there, other agents are, and you don't want you, again, what like I said earlier, you don't want your clients becoming leads for other agents, right? So we want to make sure that they know you. Uh, they you reach out, whether it's a social post, whether it's an e-blast, you're sending them a newsletter, and the way you inform them of information, just the way that you're presenting information is part of your brand. So all of that is going to really help you out in your marketing, and really can help that last bullet point on the screen there drive inbound calls. They see your posts about education around the Medicare space, and they have a question come up about a medication. They're like, "Oh, I remember who's that person I saw on Facebook? Oh, let me look them up." You got your number on your Facebook page. They call the number, ask a question. Happens all the time to a lot of our agents. They consistency is the biggest thing there. Consistently putting information out in the same brand, colors, voice. It helps a ton.
Yeah, the overall branding strategy is really, really simple. You want a clear message. You want a constant message, which means that whatever you're doing in marketing, you want to do it often. So if you are putting out flyers, you want to make sure that those flyers look fresh, they are in the same locations all the time, and you just add new locations to that. Never take away unless something's really not working for you. And you want to make sure that it is constant, that they are seeing it across all different venues. And then the consistency of that brand as well. Make sure it looks the same. So clear messaging looks the same across all your boards, and the message is out there constantly for people to see. Those three C's alone are really going to help you build your overall brand recognition, which is going to build that trust before you even make the first phone call, which is pretty cool. So this kind of goes right along with that. These are some results that we are seeing that go across all different cost lines, right? Probably our cheapest. It was an idea from a Georgia agent a couple years ago, and it has spread across multiple agents and agencies. Are these little yard signs that you see in the middle? You can get them as cheap as $3 to $5 a yard sign, depending on how many of them you purchase all at once. And then once you sell a plan in a client's home, ask them to put it in their yard. I know you're like, well, people aren't really going to want to do that. People who live in HOAs aren't allowed to do that. Even if it's only out there for a couple of hours, even if you come back and take it down next week, it did more than you think for the people who drove past it. Because they're like, man, look at that. Betty bought from Tanya's insurance agency. That's pretty cool. I should call them too. Or, you're driving down the road and that you're sitting at an intersection. I know I'm looking at everything but the red light at that point. So you'll see these yard signs at intersections as well. People call those. And they call those more often than you would think. So for a very minimal cost, those yard signs are a great idea. And it can be something as simple as um, Lisa's insurance, help me figure out Medicare. That's it. Call this number. It's clear. Again, it's concise and it's something that you can really add consistency to help you grow your brand.
Courtney, there's other businesses doing that same strategy. And
Yeah.
I'll just say this. We just had to replace our gutters here at the house, and the company that we use did a really good job. And guy calls me to after the team left, everything was they wrapped up, they were gone. He's like, "Hey, how does everything look?" I was like, looks great. Everything, just like you said, all the downspouts look fine. Gutter guards are up." He's like, "Hey, do you mind if we put a sign in your yard for 15 days, just letting everybody know that we helped you out?" It's like, "Absolutely not. I mean, it doesn't hurt me. Obviously, it's my yard, so it's out there." And then I noticed just the other day, it's been out there for about 10 days, but there was a truck 3 houses down uh, doing a quote for some of our neighbors. And I guarantee they saw that sign, had been thinking about, we need to replace our gutters. And then they saw the job that was done, saw the sign, made the call. Same thing with Medicare signs, right? If you know, hey, Brandon's insurance helped me out with Medicare. Driving by in the neighborhood, oh, I've got a question. I probably should call that guy and see what's going on. And it's fairly cheap. I mean, it really is. I hate to say it's a flimsy looking sign, but it is. It's just a yard sign. It
Yeah.
probably didn't cost them all that much, and they probably bought in bulk, but uh, definitely would give it a shot.
Another opportunity, and this can be done in so many different scales, it is a car wrap. And you don't have to wrap your whole car, although we do have multiple insurance agents and agencies with an entire car wrapped. It looks great, it's eye-catching, it's a big investment. But what you can do if you're not ready for that, or you don't want it on your everyday car, that's fine. Do the car magnet instead. But anything that you are using as a mobile billboard, which is exactly what this is just going to increase your brand recognition. It's just going to drive people to call you. And although I'm not a tax accountant, I am pretty sure that a wrapped vehicle is a business expense. Just throwing that out
Well,
there. You'd have to really consult your accountant, your tax professional on that one, but I'm thinking I might be right. So
based
just
on
another,
based on things I've seen, where there's a will, there's a way.
there
This
you
is
go.
not this is not tax advice, but just saying, ask the question to your accountant.
They're 100% correct. And to answer your question, Miss Tanya, yes, you can put those signs anywhere. You might want to look at your city ordinances if you don't see signs at intersections, and things of that nature, just to double check. But overall, we haven't had any pushback on signs getting placed anywhere that we're aware of. And again, the car wrap, you can mirror that. If you look at a yard sign, a car. Wow, I just lost all the words there. A car magnet is about the same size. So if you're driving an SUV and you slap that on your tailgate, that's pretty easy to remove whenever you want to, but it's something that a lot of people are going to see as they drive past you. If you do the kid drop-off line, it might decrease your irritation a little bit if you're out there advertising yourself while you're dropping those kids off, or in my case, I kind of just let them roll out as I slow down a little bit, not sure that I even stop anymore. But they're good, they're happy. So just an extra way to get your name out there. You're making yourself a rolling billboard at that point. And if you want to wrap the whole vehicle, do it. Commit to it and do it. But really make sure that you're following your brand style, your brand colors, and that logo that you're using on the rest of your marketing as well. And then our last option, and I'm gonna say this and let Brandon take the wheel on it because he knows a lot more about it than I do. But YouTube marketing is really, really cool. You can definitely become a YouTube expert, if you will, in Medicare, in insurance in general, in just creating content that people need. And that will really drive more traffic than you think, especially if you have a website or a social media page to attach to it. That's where my knowledge stops and Brandon's enters.
Yeah, YouTube is the second largest search engine behind Google. And oddly enough, they are owned by Google. So it kind of merges into one. But what Courtney was saying is absolutely accurate. You're not wanting to become a YouTube star, but you are wanting to get your name out there because there are people that are searching on YouTube for various random questions. I follow a gentleman. He is probably in his late 70s. Um, he does talk about Medicare. He's a Medicare sales agent, and it is him in his office in front of a whiteboard, and he just does educational content. Well, he looks like he's got it filming on a phone. It's not a fancy camera. It just whatever phone he's got. It's on a tripod. You can get a tripod on Amazon for 20, $30. And he just goes through like a Medicare 101. Here's part A, what part A is. Then at the end of the little video, my name is so and so. I'm licensed in X number of states. I would love to help you. Here's my information, and has a number pop up on the screen there. Uh, and so it doesn't have to be grandiose, right? The thing that gets me about this gentleman is that he has been recording probably 6 years, and his whiteboard is still not level. It is off center. And I don't know if he does that as a catch to get people to come back to see if he straightens it up. But again, I've watched him for probably 5 years, and it is still off level, and it bothers me every time I watch him. But that is something that makes him unique. People keep coming back, right? And so you don't have to do you want to keep it educational, informational, right? We don't want to be specific about things. It does have to be educational, but you can literally set up an account with a Gmail. So if you're running your business email through Gmail, you can go to YouTube, create a channel, right? So it's based on your login. You record a video, you click upload or create. You can go live, right? So you can be live streaming a Medicare 101 session. That then saves to your channel, and it's evergreen content because unless you turn that video off, it's going to be out there. And like I said, people are searching for, what do I do when I turn 65? Do I need to get on Part B? Do I need to delay Part B? What do I do when my medications are off platform? All of these things people are searching for. So there's endless amounts of content that can be created. You just have to set your phone up, hit record. It is unnerving at first. You'll notice that Courtney and I both right now are not on camera because it is unnerving talking to a camera. Now we do it on a regular basis. Today we just decided we wanted to not be on camera, but don't let your fear of talking on camera uh, stop you from posting content. It is probably, now we are in that time frame where content is king, and again, your brand voice can be put out by you on YouTube, and then millions of people will see it if you post consistently, right? So the algorithm will push your video the more you put out there. If you just put one and don't do anything, unless it's a theatrical release, millions of people aren't going to watch it. But if you put something out there that people are searching for, they'll watch it, they'll share it, they'll share it to their Facebook, which then gets other people in front of you, gets your voice out there. As long as you have your contact information in the description, it's a fantastic opportunity, and it's free. There is no cost other than um, the phone you've already got in your pocket and the computer that you're using to upload the video. Super cool.
And I will say this, be you. Let the you shine through in those
Hmm.
videos. Trying to be somebody you're not isn't going to get you the results that you think it might just because you think it will look better. People are innately more apt to watch and then act on an action item from somebody that they think is authentic versus somebody that is out there trying to be somebody that they're not. Most of our top agents and agencies have found what we have dubbed their natural market, and they're selling it to people who are in their given culture, who are kind of natural matches for what they do outside of work, whether, that's churches, sports clubs, school activities, whatever it might be. Own that. Be that person. You will get so much more results from that natural market than you ever will for trying to target people outside of that and changing who you are. The fun part about being self-employed is you get to be you, and you should own that. You should really hone in on that and have some fun with it. So this year we've seen certain plans kind of stand out and create a buzz. These are some of the carriers that agents and clients are talking about. And whether it's good or bad, people are talking. That that is hurdle number one. Get the people to talk. Devoted is a really cool carrier. They they've hit the top 10 in Medicare Advantage carriers in under 5 years on the market. And I can't tell you what a feat that is, but know that it's not simple. They are the number 7 carrier in the Medicare Advantage market. So they are right up there with Humana, Aetna, United Healthcare. They are a true competitor. They have PPO plans that pay. And I left a nice little pause there because if you're selling Advantage plans, you know that a lot of PPO plans are not paying commissions right now, and Devoted is. Devoted is also devoted to their clients. So they do a ton of client outreach. They are not doing it to change the agent of record. They are doing it to help their clients be more healthy and ensure that the plan that they are on is truly the right plan for them and they know how to use it. If I had to tell you to pick up one carrier that you might not think of, every single time it's going to be Devoted. So keep that in mind. If you haven't heard of them or if you want to talk more about Devoted in your specific area, give me a call. Reach out to any member of our staff at National Contracting Center. They hear me talk more about Devoted than most carriers. And it's just because their growth has been impressive and they continue to press on and beat the odds of a healthcare carrier in the Medicare Advantage market. And it's really cool.
One thing I'll say on them too, Courtney, is they they really are attentive to you were mentioning to their customers, but they're also attentive to their agent partners as well. We had one of the owner slash CEOs on one of our calls last right before AEP, right? Because we were
Yep.
doing kind of a rollout, and we had the broker manager on, and he said, "Hey, we're going to pause for just a second. We have a special guest," and it was one of the creators of Devoted that were on with the agents, thanking the agents for contracting with them, selling their product, encouraging them that, hey, we've grown fast and we have a roadmap to continue growing, and we cannot do it without agents like you. And that to me was I've never had a CEO tell me that as a sales agent.
Yeah.
So to have that happen to a small select group of agents, not saying that our agents are not important, but you get where I'm going with that. The CEO, the creator, one of the creators, one of the brothers, got on. Now he was in his car on his iPhone, so he's busy, right? But he took time out of his day to thank a group of agents for contracting with them and selling their product, and that uh, I think just goes a long way. I'm pumped about them as well. I've been excited to see their growth, and yeah, we've really talked a lot about them because they're putting their money where their mouth is right now.
Yeah. They really are. And, like Brandon mentioned, him showing up just on his iPhone in his car, it made him real.
Hmm.
And that in itself speaks volumes. So remember that if you're choosing to do some social media marketing, YouTube marketing, don't hesitate to get on your camera in your car. We all get stuck in the TikTok hole or the Instagram hole. We all do the scroll of doom every once in a while, and some of the funniest content creators are the ones who are out there just griping about something from their phone in their car.
Mhm.
Just saying.
Yep.
Another carrier that is being said a lot is HealthSpring. So you may know them as Cigna. They have both Medicare Advantage plans and MedSup plans, along with some ancillary plans as well. But their MedSups are getting tons of attention. Um, you're going to have to bear with me on this one. It's going to be a small rabbit hole. Their rates are impressive. They're taking on a ton of business. Innately, that's causing problems. They do have a backlog on their MedSup business. They are working through it as quickly as possible, and they are committed to honoring the effective date of the plans that were submitted. So if you're submitting a 1/1 effective, but it's not issued yet, they will still honor that 1/1 effective, assuming everything on the app is in good order and any needed items are received within a timely manner. I say all that because that's the needed disclosures, right? Because there's always one out there that just doesn't fit that mold. Um, but the cool thing is they're acknowledging that, they're working through it. While they're working through it, they are making system changes so it doesn't continue to happen. They're priced right, and you're going to want to have them in your product portfolio. Um, don't be afraid of that. Just if you're placing a client on that plan, make them aware of that. Be very transparent about that fact. Their MA plans, they went to an HMO model a few years back. They do have some non-commissionable PPO plans that are still out there, but their HMO model has been impressive in some markets this year. The plans were built correctly, and just based on their benefit design as a whole, I think you're going to see those HMO plans stick around a lot longer than those plans that come in and look too good to be true. If they look too good to be true, they are. There's no other way to say it. Those plans are becoming increasingly more volatile. People are on there for those big food cards, for those big utility cards. And even though they have to be tied to a chronic illness, the overplacement of people on plans like that is costing the carriers too much money. They're not sustainable. So keep that in mind. Um, Plans that look very strong, they have competitive benefits, but they're not insanely rich benefits. Those are the plans that I would look to, and that's the way that HealthSpring, Aetna, and Humana have all designed their plans this year. So nice little segue into Aetna and Humana, right? Those are two tried and true carriers. Those carriers have a large portion of the market share. They didn't do anything crazy this year in most markets. They were very steady. These are carriers that are just the old faithful. They're kind of the old faithful of the market. You don't see United Healthcare on here this year just because in some markets they had a lot of plan attrition, and that's because their plans were too good to be true for the last couple years. Um, they are a strong carrier. They're not somebody that you want to negate by any means. But Humana and Aetna, they built what looks to be the right plans. They have very strong networks. You did see them move to that HMO model, and they didn't make insane cuts across the board. So that's why they are on here. And then Willoughby. Willoughby used to be Medico. They rebranded and they have done things really, really well. You can slide a MedSup underwritten app through Willoughby's e-app system and get an instant approval. There's no other MedSup carrier out there doing that right now. Their hospital indemnity plans can be tailored to a client's needs. They are guaranteed issue for a large portion of the population, including their cancer rider. You don't get a cancer plan guaranteed issue. Their cancer rider on their hospital indemnity plan is issued guaranteed issue as long as you're within the age range of their hospital indemnity guaranteed issue. In most states, that is going to be 64 and a half, clear through 79. So please keep that in mind. But again, that MedSup instant underwriting, the first time you do it, you're going to think you did something wrong because it was just too darn easy. It's the way it's designed. And it's really cool. It's a really cool platform. If you haven't heard of them or you want to talk more about any of these carriers, again, please give myself, Brandon, or any member of the national contracting staff a call. If you're already working with one of our sales development managers, they know these plans as well as we do. So please reach out to them. They can get you all set up or get you the additional information to help you sell these plans on a more consistent basis. Oh, Brandon, this
Hmm.
is this is a topic right here, right?
Yes, it is.
How many agents do you think, like percentage wise, actually use a CRM?
It's a very low number.
It is.
It's a
It is.
very, very low number.
And I would even say that I will count spreadsheets as a CRM just for this subset of the population, and it's still insanely low. It's just not an option anymore. With as much change as we have seen in the Medicare Advantage, MedSup, and even ancillary healthcare insurance brackets, if you don't have a CRM, if you don't have a way to reach out to customers on a consistent basis, especially during a plan change, you're going to lose that business. It it's just going to happen. Spend the money, get the CRM, or let us help you with the CRM. We have an agent-facing CRM. It is not this robust platform. It is a basic CRM, but it's exactly what you need right now. It's still going to allow you to do the email marketing. It's still going to allow you to search your clients, and you're not going to lose leads. You're going to be able to automate certain things like follow up and, you know, post sale calls and emails. You can get reminders of their birthday, so you can send out birthday cards, policy anniversary cards. And most importantly, you can follow up with their plan in the event that there are some plan changes in your market. Um, Brandon probably has 85 more reasons to get our CRM, and they're absolutely pertinent. So, Brandon,
Again, technology continues to change and improve. And when I first started selling, we s- hand wrote policies, we put them in manila envelopes, and we put them in a filing cabinet. Okay. I'm going to date myself. That's just how we did it. And then if you had a question, customer called in, well, you'd have to put them on hold. You go to the filing cabinet, you'd have to find the folder, you pull it out, you search through all the paper. All of that used to work. It's not efficient anymore. What a CRM, a customer relationship management software, what that can do for you is help you be more efficient in your business to where you're not having to spend a lot of time researching things, right? If you input the data as you're gaining your clients, gaining your policies, you're putting this information in. Then when something happens, you can just click a couple buttons, run reports, see what's out there, and it makes you more efficient in your business. There are CRMs out there. If you want to take a look at the one that we offer, that's fantastic. There's others out there that you can take a look at. Don't go, I would, this is my personal opinion, don't go for the one that has all the bells and whistles because one, it's expensive. Two, you're never going to use all those bells and whistles, but they'll sell you on all those bells and whistles. Even if you do nothing else, at least start an Excel spreadsheet to track it, and then we can move you into a CRM. But if you're not tracking your customers as they come on your books, you're going to lose business and not know about it because you don't know what's coming in, what's going out. A CRM will help you with that. It can also help you with tracking your commissions. Some of them you can input all of that data in. The one thing that I will say, and I've told agents this multiple times as we've talked about CRMs over the course of the last couple of years, the CRM is a tool, and tools are only as good as the person using it. So the CRM is only as good as the data that you put in it. So if you put bad data in it, it's going to throw bad data out. We at National Contracting Center have gone through multiple CRMs, and we've found that there were times we put bad data in. We put it in a wrong category. And when we exported that out, it didn't work right. So CRMs are great as long as they're used properly. And honestly, if you go with the CRM that we do have an analyst that does the training. Walks you through the process, how to use it, how to import, export, all of that. If you go with a separate outside CRM, they have trainers and onboarders that walk you through how to use it. So don't be afraid of it. I would say, if anything, uh, you're going to need one, and you're going to need one yesterday, because they're going to continue to expand their opportunities to input more data. So automation is a big thing as well. We're actually working on the back end in our marketing team here on some of our automations through our CRM to automatically send happy birthday emails, to automatically send texts for signups for our town hall. Everything that we normally do now manually, we can set up an automation to do to make us more efficient. And you can do that same thing with a CRM. So again, if you're not tracking your customers, you need to track your business, because that's the only way you can grow is if you know what you have. That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, that phrase right there is absolutely key. You can't grow if you don't know what you already have. That goes back to the retention marketing, the asking for referrals, everything. So, if you don't want to spend the money, give us a call, get set up with our CRM so that you can start utilizing it. If you're not ready to do that, please look into Excel and start tracking your clients through an Excel spreadsheet. Those can be imported into most CRMs. So
Mhm.
if you see what you have and you realize that a CRM is in your best interest, at least having that Excel spreadsheet will allow them to upload your clients into a CRM and get you started from there. A couple new things here at National Contracting Center. Our goal is always to help our agents and agencies grow, and in order to do that, we got to make some changes, and we did. We made a few really cool changes. In addition to offering that free CRM, which is a Salesforce-based CRM, we also offer an agent service portal where you can see all your contracts, all whether or not they're approved, what you need to do from there, where you can ask questions. You can open what we will lovingly call a service ticket. It will create a case on our side, and you don't even have to talk to somebody. We are kind of, as a society, hesitant to pick up the phone. I'm a phone call person. I'm probably going to call you if a case ever comes through from you to me through the service portal, but I just think things are easier solved with a phone call in some cases. But if you don't want to talk right then, you can enter a service ticket. and it is going to be answered as quickly as possible. So, this agent service portal gives you everything at a glance. It is a work in progress. We hope to be able to include commissions and a few other things within the agency service portal or the agent service portal as well. If you are an agency, your portal as the principal of that agency will show you your downlines statuses. So, what a better way for an agency to grow than to have full insight as to which one of their downlines is appointed with what and who needs to get off their rear and move and get those contracts done, which takes us right in to our agency growth focus. If you are a growth minded agent that wants to be an agency or just really wants to take your business to the next level, you fit in this agency growth focus. It's all about what you want to do and how much you want to grow your business. We are here to help you. We even have our recruiting staff available to you if you need downline agents or if you need a W-2 employee. Maybe you really need an admin. Maybe you are that true salesperson that does not want to be bogged down with all the administrative duties. I raise my hand. I get that. I live and breathe that every day. We can help you. We can help you find the people to hire. And we are really putting forth that effort to make sure that agents and agencies with that growth minded ability and want have everything that they need to take their business to the next level. These two changes alone will be the majority of our focus throughout 2026. And if you want to take advantage of either or both of these things, please give us a call. You will not be disappointed whatsoever. We're just here to help you. Our vested interest is in your growth and your success as an agent or agency owner. And we're willing to put the sweat equity behind that. I really think you'll be pleased with how we can help you grow your business and make the money that you really want to make in the insurance industry. And this is it. Trying to be as respectful of your time as possible. We got you on and off of here in 50 minutes. If you need anything, please let us know. But most importantly, we really do want to thank you for trusting us to help you grow your business. Anything that you need, anything that you want, just let us know. Miss Tanya, I will be in contact, either myself or your sales development manager will be in contact to get you hooked up on that CRM. And if you need anything else from there, just let me know. I hope you all have a great day, and we will talk to you soon.